Hello and welcome to Talking Baseball, the first series recap of the season. So many exciting things happen, so let's talk all about them. Hello and welcome to Talking Baseball. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me, I have Jake out in California. We have Trevor Plouffe, and behind the desk, producer Bug Dude. We are very excited to bring you the first series recap. Baseball has happened. We had our first break in action here on Talking Baseball from episode every single day. A little bit of a break. I missed you guys. I'm excited to be back. We got some new patrons I got to shout out. We got Michael Matosic. We got Eric S., Austin, Joe Burden, Michael Barbosa, Mike Chamernick, Alexander Heineman, Owen Kleffer, Hunter Bolton, and Manuel Rios. So those are our most newest patrons. They get a lot of perks. You can go to patreon.com/JomboMe to find out. But, yeah, we give them a lot of fun stuff. Let's talk some baseball. Jake, how are you doing?
James, Trevor, beautiful big baby David in the corner. Boys, we're back. There was so much this weekend. It felt good. And, I mean, even going back, remembering some of the things from Thursday opening day, I was like, wait, when was that? So I mean that's baseball. It keeps moving. Fake not real ad. So excited for Farm to Fame. There's so many new young guys on the scene that were killing it. We're about to talk about a lot of those guys. So Poppy's feeling good, man. Poppy's feeling good. How are you doing, Trevor Plouffe?
I'm doing great. I miss being in New York. That energy. I got to sleep in a bed with James over here.
We shared a bed.
That was interesting. Yeah. We did it.
I slept coffin style for you.
We handled that perfectly. It was really nice. You snored a little bit, but I just turned my white noise on, so it wasn't a big deal.
A lot of beers.
A lot of beers and a lot of Guy Fieri in the hotel room.
A lot of Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Good times.
It's the real stuff. Roaming the streets of New York looking for an open CVS to buy a couple Sixers and Dos Equis. I mean, that's the dream. That's the dream.
Trev got to see this office for the first time in this studio, and if you that's up on the John Boy Jake TV YouTube channel. That's where our weekly office vlogs are being posted every Friday that Zach does. So if you want to go see Trev's reaction to coming to the office and seeing this spot for the first time, and some of the behind the scenes of the long day stream, go to the John Boy Jake TV YouTube channel after you watch this. Because we got, like we said, so much to talk about. And this episode's going to run a little longer because we're doing a little intro. We're getting back into the hang of it. We're excited. And I want to explain to everyone, we picked up a lot of new listeners over the offseason.
Whoops.
And we love you for it, and thank you. So if you've never been here during the regular season, every Monday and Friday is a series recap. And usually it's kind of like a whip-around show. It's like a bam, 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 this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. There's not a lot of long brevity or like open conversations where we just, we're not going to do 30 minutes on the Cardinals and Reds brawl today. If stuff like that needs to be talked about, it'll happen on the midweek episode Wednesday at 10 a.m. We'll be live every Wednesday. Kind of bigger topics, lengthier conversations. If we have a guest, if we have voicemail questions, that'll happen on Wednesday's episode.
This is to highlight the dudes or highlight the series that need to be known from past series.
Keeping everyone updated on what's going on team-wise, and then the back end, we do a lot of what's going on player-wise.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was a two-man show last year. But we got Trev on now. All three of us going to be here. BBD, of course, as well. So we're going to get right into it. Jake's going to bring you the NL recap, which is brought to you by Manscaped. Going up to the batter's box is a great feeling and is exactly how I feel using Manscaped in my grooming routine. Got to feel good, Trev. How much confidence is key? True or false?
It's key for sure.
Yeah.
Tyler Wade has that tattooed on his forearm. You go up to the batter's box, Trev, and you're wearing a silly uniform like the uniforms you had to wear when you had your first MLB home run. I mean, you just feel a little off, right? You want to feel comfortable and nice and groomed and ready for the occasion. That's why Manscaped has made the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer the greatest ball hair trimmer ever. Ceramic blade, advanced skin-safe technology. They got the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver. You can get a whole package for it. You use code TALKIN, TALKIN at manscaped.com. Get you 20% off plus free shipping. Manscaped, it takes care of us. We take care of them. You guys take care of us by taking care of them. It's a three-way trade. It's a three-way trade.
I
a lot of innuendos.
I love the coming to hit equation, man. You got to be confident. You got to have a game plan, and you got to take care of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know where they were. I didn't know where you were going with that. And you started talking about the box, getting in the box. So there's a little bit of a innuendo right
what are you talking
there.
About
You're
there?
feeling good in confidence.
BBD's perplexed. When you say,
what's the other
what are you
half
talking about?
of the innuendo?
I was going to ask BBD if he knew what I was talking about.
Oh,
No.
he knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
One day we'll sit down and have that chat.
Let's do it.
That chat.
Jake, shout out to researcher Max as well for doing this for us, because the last 2 seasons, it's like the most homework we've ever had to do in our life. We got researcher Max on it. Jake, what happened in the NL versus NL series? Can you hold on? I messed up.
Music.
I'm
trying to get the music.
What happened, Jake? Oh, God damn it. God. Producing live on the fly.
Pump faking me.
Keep pump faking, Jake.
Jalen Suggs, nice shot. Don't care. It's
only
baseball.
one rose.
It's baseball.
That's Trevor's Tidbits. That's the wrong song. That's a great song, though.
It's a good song.
Shout out Boobach.
Shout out
No
Mike
Boobach.
Rattano, who makes all of
And
our
Mike
intro,
Rattano.
outro, and this song. Here we go, Jake. What happened in the NL?
Woo! Boys, baseball's back. Let's go see Trevor's Phillies. They hosted
I told you guys.
Mansplain Baseball's Braves, and the Phillies brought out the broomsticks. Hello! They showed off the big guns, Nola, Wheeler, and Eflin. Little walk-off action. Okay, Philly, you got my attention. How about the Cubbies? They hosted the Pirates, lost on opening day, but they won the remaining 2 games. Cubs got 2 hit on opening day. Kimbrel looked good. That could really change their season. And Brian Hayes got hurt. We don't like that. Come back soon. Keep Brian. The Rockies, my Rocks, hosted the Dodgers, and they got the win on opening day. They looked great. We were live for it, baby.
No, they didn't.
They didn't look that great. They ended up losing the rest of the series. We're big Zach McKinstry guys now. How about mustache action? And yeah, my Rocks. Padres, they take 3 out of 4 from Jimmy's Diamondbacks. They took the first 3. D-backs salvage it a little. Tatis got off to a slow start in this one. Couple errors, 1 for 12. Then I think he hit a big boy shot the other day. And then let's see, Reds, Cardinals. Reds took 2 out of 3. You might have seen a comma breakdown on this series. How about Flaherty getting the pill? We had a little brawl. Castellanos, your guy, Jim. And that's kind of the NL action. There's some Interleague coming up, but those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones.
I should have looped the song for you.
AKA the NL versus NL games.
I need to figure out how to loop it, but not have that beginning part again.
You're
Maybe
good.
just in a longer song.
I liked it.
All right. NL games. NL versus NL. Padres, D-backs. I mean, we watched the Dodgers game, and that was game 1 was ugly baseball. The Dodgers series had Rockies just had weird shit. Tapia had he caught bellies at the warning track, and then it went over the wall, off his glove. Then he pulls McKinstry's back from over the wall onto the field, still goes for a home run. So he just had a lot of action out there. They had the cat on the field. They had so much weird shit happen in that series. But McKinstry's first home run is that weird inside the park job. Go ahead in the 8th. First at bat of the day. So good job by him.
Trev, you made an audible noise when you saw McKinstry.
He didn't look like a typical Dodger, like what they've been running out there as of late. He kind of has that, I think, is it a joke mustache? Like kind of like a silly thing.
He's
We're
got
not
a little
sure if
mullet,
he's
too.
serious about it. It's okay. Maybe it is serious. Maybe that's just who he is. But anyways, I mean, the inside the Parker, especially one that kind of happens the way it did, what a feeling for a hitter. Because that he didn't even have to really run. I mean, it was like a pretty easy inside the park home run. That's a great feeling.
Tapia didn't know that.
Tough.
He didn't keep it in. Yeah.
Sorry, Top.
Tapia was, who was our guy coach ball game? Margot, the audible wow guy.
Yeah.
Tapia's that guy.
He's electric.
Or one of them.
Yeah.
All over the field, every aspect.
You know, it was a big. As I was listening to you, Jake.
Sure.
It's a pretty good day for some relievers that had pretty big opening series for relievers that had question marks on them in the NL.
Ooh.
Neris goes 3 for 3 in his opportunities. Were they all save opportunities? No, one wasn't. But he goes 3 innings pitched, 0 hits, 5 strikeouts. I mean, for Phillies fans, that's really nice to see. And then the Cubs lose the series, but Kimbrel, I mean, talk about question marks. He goes 2 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs. He got one of them wasn't a save again, but still, I mean, some back end closers there where you're like, iffy.
And it was a big weekend for, I don't want to say auditions, but we saw a couple people's new tricks and a couple new party tricks in the off season. I'm sure we'll get excited about Julian Merriweather later. That's how you know it's a good baseball podcast. But man, and I was thinking about this the other day, and especially tying it to the Phillies and even the Cubs too. Both those teams have such set lineups, and you might even hear about this in the AL with the Blue Jays, that like on the pitching side, those teams may be thin in some areas, not the top end of the Philly staff, but you kind of have tryouts, man. If you're a pitcher in one of those organizations and you start getting dudes out, guess what? You got a job, man. And I think, the Phillies, we saw how bad their bullpen was over the 60 games last year. Over 162, I don't know where they rank in the National League necessarily, but you're going to have guys step up over this season. And if you start getting outs, you're going to find yourself in a good spot. And yeah, Neris, Kimbrel, those guys getting off to a good start is huge. And hey, how about one of Trev's daddies threw a nice start for the Cubbies there. Arrieta. Hot boy Arrieta, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. So if he's got it a little bit, okay.
You talked about top half of the rotation for the Phillies, top heavy, but they went 3 strong to sweep the Braves. So I was right about the Phillies coming out, and them looking good. They have a complete roster. That's what I said about them. But maybe I was a little bit wrong on the Braves because I have them winning the World Series, and they came out and just got swept. But I think both pitching staffs look good. Zach led Zeppelin. Remember that from last year. I was talking him up last year too. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. Maybe they unlocked something there.
Yeah.
And if they did, look out.
The exact opposite side, the Cardinals' top 3 all looked rather bad going into the series they played the Reds. Yep. So, I mean, Jay Flair, our dude, he gives up 6 hits. And 6 earned runs in 4 1/3. Waino can't get out of the third the next day, 6 earned runs. And then game 3, Martinez allows 4 earned runs in 5. So their rotation is thin already. I mean, if those 3 guys aren't, you're not getting easy-ish wins from those 3. And it's just one start. So obviously but we're just talking about one series. If those guys aren't getting easy wins, the back end of their rotation with Kim out for a little bit and kind of no one else. Scary.
Yeah, and hey, how about Cincinnati Reds fans? Offense stunk all of last season. You come out, you're putting up 9 runs per game early in the season. But hey, a guy like Castellanos can get really hot, and he is to get started, and he's tasting himself a little bit, like that a lot. Man, can a Padres fan reach out to me and let me know the 5 Tatis errors? What's that about? He had 3 in 59 games last year. I mean, I know
he was air prone his first year though, right? If I'm not mistaken, 2019.
Yeah, he didn't grade out perfectly, and he did better last year. So I need to know. I mean, was it tough luck? Or was it kind of mental errors, or what's going on? Because I mean, I know we saw a lot of sloppy baseball around the league this opening weekend, but I mean that jumps out. That jumps out.
Here's one. I'll show you one.
We're going to watch one.
Here's one.
Ground ball to short.
Tatis with a bobble will not have a play.
Why was he playing so in?
Infield in, runner on third.
No, there's no runners on.
Oh, it was a shift.
No.
So they had everyone else over to the right side. He stayed at the shortstop spot. Peralta must have showed bunt or something.
Interesting. Yeah.
I do want to shout out.
Here's another. Sorry, Trev.
Nope. Sidewinder, grounder to short.
So that's the same thing. Ate him up. So 2 of the 5 ate him up. One he was playing shallow, one he was playing deep. Yeah.
Opening weekend.
Did the ball play him?
Yeah.
Why do people always say that? What does that even mean?
Because that
mean?
makes sense, Trev. You let the ball
I
play
get it.
you.
I get it.
It makes sense when you watch it like that.
That's a good baseball phrase.
Okay.
Anything else?
Wait, let me shout out my guy. This is a deep cut.
Love it.
Deep cut, because that's what we do here. We're baseball fans. Watching the Phillies Braves game, they're talking about Real Muto not starting the 3rd game of the season, and they're saying basically calling him soft on the broadcast and saying that never would have happened 20 years ago, blah, blah, blah. Andrew Knapp, my guy, steps in for him and unloads on a heater, 3-1 heater, hits a bomb off of his face on the right field jumbotron. I texted him. I said, bro, that's like the best swing I've ever seen you take. Like, how did that feel? He goes, I was floating. I was floating. I didn't even feel it. Like, what a swing. So that's just fun. That's fun baseball, man. Opening day or opening weekend, the guy gets a start and crushes a homer. The confidence is off the charts for old Nappy boy right now. So I had to give him the shout out.
Trev, before we go to the AL, how many current Major League Baseball players did you text this weekend?
A lot of stuff happened. Like I wouldn't normally text this many people, but I got like this. I got the Berrios information. I was throwing darts everywhere, man. So
Real Muto only played
played
3 games in spring training off injury. April. So Phillies fans.
No.
Phillies
come on,
Philly,
no.
Well,
Phillies announce. I'll say this: Phillies announcers, Phillies fans do whatever you want.
Oh, feed the crazies.
Come on.
Look, and Knapp is a very serviceable backup, gives you good at bats. He's kind of like an Aaron Hicks light. He loves to walk, but then he just dropped the D yesterday. If you didn't see the homer, just go search it. It's a beautiful swing. It's probably gonna, when he looks back at his career, it's gonna be his like best swing of his career.
Wow.
I think you have more good swings than you now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This
Trev.
is really fucking good, dude. I'm not saying he's not going to have any more good swings. This is an incredible swing.
All right, let's move on to the AL versus AL games. Here's what went down. The Blue Jays came to New York and took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. 2 close games. All 3 of them were close games. The Blue Jays bullpen looked great. Ryu was nasty. Yankees offense can't get any of the runners in scoring position in, and Grichuk goes off. He had 4 RBIs on the series. All killer RBIs. Game winner in game 2. The Tigers took 2 out of 3 from the Indians, and they beat Bieber on opening day. Miggy Cab's homer in the snow game. All of the Tigers pitchers had good starts. So how about that? Good job by them. 2 of 3 from the Indians. The Rangers went to Kansas City and lost 2 out of 3 to the Royals. Both starting pitchers on an opening day got absolutely rocked, but they got better from there. Merrifield and Michael A. Taylor went off for the Royals, so good job by those guys winning too. How about the Central? Winning, the Royals and the Tigers in the Central, both winning.
Oh, yeah.
Really fun series between the White Sox and the Angels. The Angels take 3 of 4. Ohtani was on full display, pitching and hitting in the same game. Jared Walsh, the rookie last year, might still be a rookie this year, goes 4 for 8 with 2 home runs. Both home runs gave his team the lead. And then the Astros and the Athletics faced off, and the A's embarrassed themselves like crazy. You cannot be talking as much trash to big bad Astros because they cheated and then give up 9 runs every game. I think the amount of runs the Astros have scored on the A's, if you go back to last year as well, is like they average 9 runs against the A's. The A's looked awful. Orioles, Red Sox. Orioles swept the Red Sox. Means looked really good. Harvey, good-ish, 4.2. Red Sox bad. That's everything.
Can't wait for Trev's Interleague to come up. Yeah, I mean, Hey, baseball kinda did something, right? I mean, Shohei on Sunday night, that was
I was smart.
yeah, any baseball fan. Yeah, I wonder if they talked to Madden and they were like, "Hey, let's maybe Sunday."
Yeah.
Cuz man, that being on full display it really is incredible. I mean, any of the stats they were dropping, he was the first AL pitcher to bat second since 1903 or something ridiculous like that. First AL team to turn down the DH since 75. I mean, all the numbers that were coming out, and Shohei, man, when he's right, and Madden, knock on wood, I hope, see how Shohei holds up. He let him go. Everyone thought he was going to get pulled around the 75, 78 pitch mark. They had guys up in the pen, and they let him ride, and then chaos ensued like a lot of other games. But, man, that was a really nice cherry on the top for this MLB opening weekend.
Can you imagine a scenario where they don't forego the DH? They let Ohtani hit, but maybe the catcher doesn't hit. Like, is that the biggest slap in the face
Oh, I'd love that.
you'll ever see? Like, so you're going to catch him, but you're not going to hit. Like, well, we're going to have a DH. I think that might happen.
We will see that, I think.
And
why wouldn't you? If you can DH,
I don't know,
if you can DH Pujols and you can DH Pujols, play someone else at first, and Pujols hits for the catcher or someone. Why wouldn't that happen?
I hope it happens. I'm just saying it's very, I guess, degrading. Is that not the right word? But
you'd have to have a very special defensive player.
You have to have a very special coach who would want to do that. And Madden would definitely want the sentence.
Oh, he wants to do
Joe
that.
Madden, the first manager to DH for someone other than the pitcher. I mean, Joe Madden dreams about that being his headline. So I think that'll happen. That's a good call, Trev.
Tom's Joe Madden.
Yeah, this was the AL slate was good. Like you said, the Astros came out hot and they're scary. And I told you guys they're going to be scary. I think we're all on board with that, though. We've become an Astros pod.
I'm Bregman's guy.
You and Bregman basically are best friends.
Tight.
It's
a little bit disappointing for the A's to come out like that.
It's embarrassing, man. It sucks. They're making me not like them because of that. How many runs did they give up? 9 times 3, 27, plus 8, 35.
You got it. Nice, Jim. Nice.
And guess how many
we are a math pod.
Guess how many the A's scored on them in the 4 games in the ALCS? 35. In the last 8 games, the A's have played against the Astros. In the last 8 games the A's have played, they've given up 70 runs to the Astros, averaging 8.75 a game. That's terrible. The A's used 13 pitchers. 10 of them gave up an earned run. Not good.
We always say the A's, like, they'll figure it out. They always have pitchers that we don't know about, but they pitch. They pitch. That's been what we talk about when we talk about the A's. But now, I mean, like you're saying, you're putting these stats out there, Jim. 8 runs a game ain't gonna do it.
Man,
so they got to find something.
Baseball's a game with ton of variance. I mean, we could go through guys in the league and you could talk about, they could have a monster year, MVP type seasons, and there's guys that go missing. It's part of the beauty of baseball. It's part of the reason that I think it makes it tougher for casual fans to keep up because, in NBA, LeBron's going to be there. NFL, the good quarterbacks are going to be there, whatever. Man, a guy that might change the course for the season, and I think a big part of the reason we might be on the Astros, Yordan Alvarez, man, he came out and he was hitting balls all over the park. That dude in a young MLB career is doing special stuff that if he's that dude for $150, yeah, the Astros are going to be one of the favorites in the American League. Gross.
I've been trying to tell you guys. I don't know, man. There's just something about that group. They're so confident and so arrogant. They don't care that they cheated. Whatever. ALCS 4 years in a row. Probably going back this year. I have them going to the World Series. There's just no lack of confidence. And I don't know what they're going to do with Correa. I don't know if this is the window. I don't know. But right now, this year, 2021, the Astros are scary. Scary.
Yanks got a catcher that's scary again because you fixed him, Trev.
He looked good. a lot of people were texting me yesterday. Why didn't you save Gary yesterday? He had some nasty pitches thrown against him. He got 3-1, his second to last at bat, and the guy broke out just 2 nasty sliders on him. Gary wanted to do something.
He was the only
one. A little bit.
He was the only Yankee in Game 3 that looked good against the Blue Jays. Speaking of the Blue Jays, we got to shout out this dude Merriweather, who came in and pitched the 9th 2 times and was nasty, throwing 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Devastating is a changeup. Yeah, devastating changeup. And he had a slider, kind of a tight slider, but the slider was nice. So, I mean, if they were looking
and
for...
he throws 100.
He throws 100. So, Merriweather, I don't know where he came from. I don't know his full story, but he was the real deal.
If you're looking for bullpen pickups in fantasy baseball, that's the guy at Circle.
Yeah.
And your boy who we were, I mean, maybe all of us were shit-talking, Romano. Opening day, the squatting and all that and stuff, looked pretty good too.
There's a couple pitchers on the Blue Jays I give a lot of credit to. Ryu, Merriweather, Dolis when he's not walking guys, but he's a pain to watch because he's a human rain delay. But Zoik and Romano, I don't think will last. I think the Yankees were helped that.
Okay.
Kluber returns to the hill after basically missing 2 seasons. He was full robot mode. Me and Jim were blown away to a degree. The guy doesn't have a pulse almost. It's mind-blowing, like just watching that. Stuff still looked okay. He battled a little bit, but yeah, the Yanks bats kind of weren't there.
Yeah, and a little bit on the Royals-Rangers game. Nate Lowe?
We believe it's Lowe.
Nate Lowe, 5 for 14, 3-run homer, league-leading 9 RBIs for the Rangers. Our guy Dahl hit a home run, and Gallo hit a home run. Did Hearn pitch at all?
Hearn Hunch?
He did.
He got in opening day.
I think he had a tough opening day, yeah.
He came in.
Michael Taylor took him up top.
He had to come in for Gibby in the first.
Okay, so our Gibby and Hearn, our guys, they just didn't have a great opening day. That's fine. They'll bounce back.
Get it out of the way.
All right, Trev, we got...
The ball was flying there.
Yeah. Trev, we got some lingering interleague series. Can you tell us what the hell happened here?
We'll start off with my Twinkies going into Milwaukee. They take 2 out of 3. Should have won the first game too. Colomé blew that save, and Brewers end up winning it in extra innings. But Buxton killing it, comes out of the game with a non-COVID illness. Donaldson, another story we'll talk about. He's out on the injured list with a strained hamstring. Bringing it on down to Florida, where I'll be going soon. The Rays going into Miami, taking 2 out of 3. Glass now looks good. Meadows is back. Our boy Arch kind of struggled in the debut. And then a guy who was on the Rose rotation, Jazz Chisholm, turning a lot of heads in that series. They took 2 out of 3, those Rays. And then ending our interleague play, the Giants went up to Seattle. And they took Mariners took 2 out of 3 from them. Marco Gonzalez, 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, and Kevin Gausman, 6.2, 1 earned run on opening day. Gausman came out and looked good. Longo looked good. There's some other storylines from that, but that's it. Mariners take 2 out of 3, and that's the interleague play.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you very much. Rays, Marlins.
Yeah.
A lot of John Boy Media guys in that series. I mean, obviously, Arch is your friend. Glass Now and Miguel Rojas both have a show on the network, the Chris Rose Rotation. Jess Chisholm was a guest on today's episode of the Chris Rose Rotation. Yarby has been a guest on this podcast twice, and we like him. That series was cool. The first game, Glass Now versus Alcantara, was a 1-0 pitcher's duel. Yarby had a really good start. The reclamation projects that the Rays picked up, all 3 of them didn't really perform in this opening series. You got Archer, you got Rich Hill, and you got Colin McHugh, all combined for 10 earned runs in 7 innings pitched. So not great, but again, it's their first time out, and it's just kind of an accomplishment being out there after battling an injury, so you give them some time. But Glass Now and Yarby, I'm rooting for Yarby to be like, oh, he'll replace Snell, because I like that guy.
Yeah, maybe. They got their last reclamation project going today. I mentioned it earlier today on the IG Live with Chris Rowe. Shout out doing that. They got Waka on the hill tonight. So he's had a rough couple last 2 years, but we always talk about those Rays. They know how to find something.
I had
Let's see if they found something with him. He had a good spring training.
I overheard Jake on his morning show, Wake and Jake, ask BBD about TBE, the best ever. And I also need an update. Is Randy the best ever? What did he do?
He went 2 for 8, I believe, with 2 singles, a Rosarena. And they sat him one of the games.
Okay.
Which I had some Rays fans up in arms because the Rays,
Dumb. I don't like that.
the Rays are going to raise. So we still don't know if he's the best ever yet. But I
Okay.
think that might have to be something we track throughout the season to make sure.
At least to start off.
Yeah, see if Randy's the best ever. Jazz Chisholm was on Chris Rowe's rotation. He was awesome. He's everything you want to hear from a young
guy
dude balling out in Miami.
I got to listen to that. I got to listen.
It is good, man. I want to give it away. I won't. Glasnow, that was the one that I mentioned looking back at things that happened on Thursday opening day, and it was like, oh, yeah.
That game slipped through the radar.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen highlight. I mean, I've been actively searching everywhere. I guess I just missed them. I'm sure Pitching Ninja had a ton of Glasnow stuff, but you know what? We were working. We were live for the Yankees game all day, so that's why. But I mean.
Speaking of Pitch Ninja grossness, the Berrios Burns game, that blew up Twitter for a little bit. Everyone was going in on that. Passing, this John Boy guy I saw out there. And that'll happen when you have 2 guys go 5.5 no hit. Freak shows, man.
And don't forget about the rest of the Twins starters. Combined .59 ERA. The only 1 earned run the entire series, and that was by Kenta Maeda. 15.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run. The Twin starters are doing it. They should have swept the Brewers. They should have swept them.
Those pesky Brewers opening day.
Call him, man. I told you guys. He's kind of a handful there. You did the breakdown on it, Jim.
Hot boy Kepler.
He made some bad decisions. He made some bad decisions.
The Twins lost that game. I mean, the Brewers forced their hand a little bit, like put the ball in play, made things happen, but the Twins really blew that game. I mean, a lot of
the one play was, I mean, Colome trying to get the out at second base when all he needed to do was throw it to first base.
For
two outs, still up by 3 runs.
Yeah, 2 outs, 3 runs. Yeah, it was a really bad play.
Mariners Giants, I mean, I'll be honest, didn't watch a ton of it. So Mariners Giants fan, reach out. I do see Trev's guy, Longo. Leading the homer board early. Couple ding dongs.
You know who he took deep?
What'd he take?
Yusei Kikuchi.
Ooh, your
who
boy.
That sounds about
He
right.
had a quality start, and he was through 5.1 with only 1 earned run. It's like, come on, take him out. And then he gave up a single home run, so he ends up – he did finish a 6, so he ends up 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. But he's still my guy that I think is going to have a breakout year, contract year. So I was like, all right, I'll take it from Kikuchi. And good for
That is your guy. You did mention that. You love that.
Well, he was his contract year, wants to make it in the U.S. and he made a lot of changes. So
Mitch Haniger, first game in 669 days. How about that?
Shout out Mitchie. Yeah.
Yabo time.
Hey, you think I texted Longo? You think I texted him?
Yup.
Bet your ass I text. I was pumping his gas. I got to, man. I think he needs that. He needs to be hyped up a little bit right now, and I'm gonna be the guy.
Trev, this is very real. I think you should start a new Trevor Plouffe segment that's pumping your gas, and you just hype a dude up for a minute.
I kind of already do it, like in my own.
You do that without making
messages.
it content. Yeah. Okay, so Dan, if you're listening, new segment.
I fucking love Dan. Shout out Dan.
Shout out Dan.
That's Dan O'Rourke, producer of Sequence and GM Files. Anything else we need to talk about?
Donaldson with the hammy injury.
Yeah,
that's tough. He had a
tough.
double and then running. He pulls the hammy. They need him. They need that guy in the lineup. I mean, get him healthy so he's back, for the end of the year. But that's something you don't want to see happen on opening day. It's tough.
Do we have an injury segment? We might have to line that up for next show. Because Tim Anderson, tight hammy, he had to come out. Key Bryan got hurt.
We didn't talk about Cabrian.
Sure, there's a few other guys, so we'll work on that.
And no Kotuck. I thought Kotuck might be the guy they bring up. They didn't end up bringing him back, which is tough for us, but he'll be back soon.
He'll be back. Big day when he does.
So there you go.
Oh my God.
That's your series updates from around the horn. Let's get into some of these segments highlighting individual players. The first one we do is Standout Performances. What's the drop we used to do this? No, we should just say Standout Performances. Yeah. Each of us is getting to choose a standout performance that we want to highlight from the series that happened this past week. It's brought to you by DraftKings, and DraftKings has a new deal for you because the Masters is coming up, and all you got to do is you choose one golfer that you think is going to finish in the top 10. Spieth? Is he around? Is he hurt? What's going on?
Spieth just won last week for the first time in almost 4 years. So Spieth's hot in the street. Dustin Johnson, sexy. Everyone likes Bryson.
Okay, well, 100 to 1 odds. You choose one of those three guys. You turn $1 into $100 real quick. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code JOHNBOY when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if the golfer of your choosing finishes in the top 10 of this weekend's tournament. That's code JOHNBOY to turn $1 into $100 for a limited time, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Standout performances.
Standout performance.
I'll go first because I highlighted it first in when we went to the sheet.
Sure.
I'm taking Yermin Mercedes. Is that how you say it?
We think so.
Yermin Mercedes. I didn't know if Mercedes was pronounced just like the car. Like a Mercedes, something interesting. No. If you don't know this guy's full story, he's like 10-year minor leaguer. Gets called up at the end of last year, gets one at bat. Now with Eloy going down, he's on the White Sox, and he starts the season going 8 for 8. 8 for 8, Trev. Have you seen his swing? I'd love to get your reaction of his swing. He doesn't move his front foot at all. No twist, no heel come up, heel come down, no step, doesn't move it at all. Just shifts all his weight because that's how strong he is. He ends up, he's 9 for 13 now on the day, on the season.
9 for 14.
9 for 14.
He got a standing ovation by the opposing crowd when he finally got out because it's just an insane run by him. In game one, I think he was 5 for 5 with 4 RBIs in his first career start. First player in White Sox history with 5 hits in his first career start. Only player in MLB history to start the season with 8 straight hits. So, I mean, someone to watch for. People that picked him up and put him on their fantasy team and started him opening day are sickos. But I bet
probably didn't happen.
If anyone did it, they're not going to shut up about it for a long time, and they shouldn't. It's like when back in 2011, I was in the top 0.1% in March Madness brackets on ESPN. Got the Final Four correct and the champion correct, and 7 of 8, Elite 8. I will never shut up about that.
Wow.
I don't even do brackets anymore because it's kind of like I already won.
You achieved.
Yeah.
You peaked.
Yeah.
You peaked.
Yeah.
You achieved.
So that's my standout performance. Yermin Mercedes. Guess what? Guess what his average is, Trev, on fastballs that he's put in play?
I don't know. 1,000.
Yep.
It's good.
Yes.
Every single fastball that he's swung at and put in play has been a hit. He's 6 for 6 on fastballs.
I did watch his swing, and you're right. He's very quiet with his lower half. Gives him the ability to see the ball a long time. I'm sure A-Rod was super stoked that his foot so down so early. Or it's just down.
Obama robot voice in the chat says he lifts his foot like crazy normally, but with 2 strikes, he doesn't lift it at all. So maybe I was just seeing some 2-strike hits.
2-strike guy.
All I noticed when I watched like the highlight of it. Go ahead, BBD.
I just saw somebody put a side by side that like when he's ahead, he still does like the big.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So I was just seeing the 2-strike swing, which was still blew my mind. I was like,
yeah,
whoa.
It's really cool looking.
He was just putting the barrel on everything. Didn't matter if it was inside, if it was outside, if he was out in front, if he was getting beat, the barrel was finding the ball. And you know what? They weren't all screamers. Like there was a little bit of placement going on with it. But let me tell you something. You go 8 for 8, the confidence that you build right there. I mean, and look, he knows he's going to be in the lineup now, so that builds some more confidence. It's going to be fun to watch him, man. They need someone to step up. I mean, maybe they don't need someone to step up. Their lineup is very good. But now with Tim Anderson also out, it's a fun story. I like that.
Yeah, guy that if Eloy doesn't get hurt, probably doesn't get those at bats. And now it's going to be interesting to see where that story ends up landing for Yermin Mercedes. We think. We're pretty sure. Hot, too. Listed 5'11", 245, which means he's 5'9", 260. So my kind of guy.
Batting average 800.
That's good.
Jake, who's your standout performance?
Jim, Trev, my standout performance. I'm I'm going to go with a guy that this team needs to be successful. No questions asked. Wheels up, baby. How about Zach Wheeler? We've got our guy Eddie, crazy guy that works the front door at our building sometimes. He's all over. He's like, oh, you see that former Mets guy? Hey, he didn't call him Wheeler, but I knew who he was talking about. Wheels up, goes 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 walks, 10 punchies. And by the way, how about a little 2 for 3 for himself? He out-hit the opponent. Zach Wheeler, man, I know we've given Nola a lot of love every time me and Jom have gotten to watch Nola. I mean, it's watching kind of an old school pitcher pitch with a new pitcher's talent. Zach Wheeler, man, he's got the stuff. Ups, highs, and lows with the Mets. They give him the big contract in Philly. Weird year last year. If he does this, man, when we start talking about teams you don't want to run into, we knew that lineup was there. If this team finds its way in a 1-game playoff or even a 5-game series somehow, man, you're going to be seeing dudes, especially if Wheeler's pitching like this.
6, 1, 2, 3 innings. I think he allowed a hit in the second, and then would just shut down from there. They hand the ball to Archie Bradley, then Neris. They have 1, 2, 3 innings. It was pretty easy pitching for the Phils.
I think it's Neris. I don't want to step on
whatever.
you
It's
guys.
all right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are trying. I like that.
Pronunciation guy.
Not a name
A
pod.
lot of names out there. No one knows them all. And we have to say them all. Slider ticked up for Wheeler. See if that stays there. He started using his slider a lot more than he has in the past in that one start. So we'll see.
How do you go 7 innings pitched, 10 Ks, and only throw 90 pitches? That's incredible.
High tight, baby.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting, huh?
They started going first pitch swinging just to get out of there.
I don't know, man.
That was I know
They didn't hit
we're
it.
doing a lot of fake ads on here. Chris Rose rotation, Miggy Rojas talked about facing glass now, and he was just like, well, you're getting a fastball that's like 100. So I looked for that first pitch. I got one, and I got out.
So so in the 4th inning, Trev, Ozzy Albies 1 pitch line out, Freddie Freeman 2 pitch fly ball, Ozuna 3 pitch strikeout. So that helps to have a 5 pitch inning there.
That helps.
Yeah.
Phil's pen is on fire in the chat.
Then
Phil's Penn's doing it. The Braves, the baby Brave. We call them the baby Braves. They're kind of
Nah.
babies.
12. They got a lot of 15 pitch
Baby
innings, 12
Jays.
pitch innings. Yeah.
Baby Jays.
Baby Jays.
Trev?
He had a 9 pitch inning in the 3rd. I mean, yeah. So it was
And still striking out 10 people.
when he
at
didn't
having
get
those 2
when he
innings.
didn't get strikeouts. It was a short. They were trying to just put it in play
Tap
early.
the zone.
Yeah. Trev, who is your
Trev, who do you got?
Who's your standout?
You guys know
performer?
exactly who I'm
God.
going with. Berrios, my guy. Every time I see something great written about him on Twitter, I tag you two guys. I'm bringing you on the train. Come on, come aboard, guys. 6 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, obviously. 0 walks. He did hit 1 batter, 84 pitches, 12 Ks. An absolutely elite, electric performance. They did take him out of the game. A lot of people were questioning that. So I had to throw the text out. I text my guy, Tyler Duffy. I said, Doof, man, tell me about Berrios. Like, was he pissed? And he goes, man, he couldn't stop smiling. I think he was just happy about those 12 Ks. So look, he understood what was going on. They got the dub, but I did a little bit of math. We are not a math pod, so I brought the calculator out. He only faced 19 batters. He struck out 12 of them. That is a 63% strikeout rate. Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
You had
I
that?
had that math.
He's electric. If he puts it together, throw strikes, can do what he did on the opening start.
Do they?
We're gonna be talking about this guy a lot. He's already made 2 All-Star teams. I mean,
Did you?
he's the guy that like people talk about but don't talk about. I think I talk about him too much. You guys talk about him too little. Twins pitching staff, look out.
How many this game was the Burns Berrios game. How many the most consecutive strikeouts in a row at one point? What do you think it got up to? I wonder the record for this. I don't know if anyone's tweeted about this. Like it just in one game, most consecutive strikeouts. What do you think?
Both teams.
Both teams. The game.
I don't. That
Every
seems like a
put out in the game consecutively strikeouts.
because Corbin Burns was 6 1/3, 11 Ks. Kind of
7?
matched him.
I don't know. 5?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll go 6.
I think I remember seeing somebody tweeted it. I don't know, it might have gone longer. I think it didn't hit double digits.
10.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a record. I feel like that has to be a
That's
record.
disgusting.
So, Yelich.
You either love that or you hate that as a fan.
Yeah, it was controversial on Twitter because people were like, "This is boring." Other people were like, "This is exciting." I am like in the middle there.
Yeah.
But the bottom of the first ended with a Yelich strikeout. Then Burns strikes out the side. Then Berrios strikes out the side. Then Burns strikes out the side. So you had 3 half innings in a row. 1, 2, 3 strikeouts. But Berrios good. They said that he didn't even know he had a no-hitter until after he got taken out.
That's why I was smiling so much.
I find that hard to believe.
Me too.
But he is a guy that'll get locked in like that. I don't know, man.
He was nasty. Trev, I did think of you because you always say he's an ace, and I always say I've never seen it. And then I was watching that game and like the highlight package, and the announcers were like, he always flashes this skill, but we've never seen him put it together like this for a game. So I was like, maybe that's why Trev always says, because you've seen that skill flash spread out.
I've seen it, and I know the work he puts in. I think those are the two things that I mention with him all the time. He has the stuff, and he puts the work in. You know, for him, it's location and pitch count, and if he can figure that out, start putting the ball where he wants it consistently. I mean, that's when the ace potential realizes itself.
Yeah, he was going fastball real heavy. I mean, heaviest he's ever gone. He used it 35% of the time, and then he was using the curveballs to put away 57% of the time. Curveball got the put away.
The put away.
Yeah.
He did strike out twice, so I have to mention that on the offensive side.
They were just. Did you see that? They were just
stepped that
taking
up.
pitches in their first couple of bats. Like
I hate
Burns
that.
and Berrios were like, "Hey, here's another K. Here's another K."
Not worth it.
Not
No,
interested.
it's the pitchers.
Then eventually they did start
It's
swinging in
the
like their
pitcher's-
third at bats.
The pitcher's handshake.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful game. Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
Couple just missed. John Means with a nice outing, 7 innings, 1 hit. Corbin Burns was
Obviously.
listed because he was on the other side, and that's my guy this year after just one podcast throwaway bet. And Cedric Mullins, 5 for 5. Cedric the Entertainer, couple O's.
All right. Moving on. Slump Watch. I usually have a sound effect for that, right? I don't have it on the board. You did it.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
Slump Watch.
All right, BBD will be bringing us the Slump Watch. If you guys have not heard Slump Watch before, guys are stuck on Slump Watch until they work their way off or we decide their season's just bad and we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to limit it to like 5 guys. The 5 guys that BBD offers us today, we will be there. It's a watch. Next week, we'll check in with them, decide if they're staying or going. So BBD, who is on Slump Watch after series number 1?
We'll be revisiting them on Friday. The first guy on Slump Watch, Keston Hiura.
No.
0 for 11, 6 Ks to open the season.
Corbin Burns. How many times did Burns get him? Man,
His
okay.
teammate, Berrios.
Oh, Berrios.
Burns got him
teammate.
0 times.
Zero.
actually.
Well, you don't
Berrios
know.
a
I
few.
mean, the interleague, some
Triple switch.
yeah. That's tough. That's tough.
We saw a double switch in an AL game. That was incredible.
And do I
two
continue?
strikeouts every game for Hiura.
Spread them.
Spread him.
Spread
man.
him
I
out.
like that.
Yeah.
And we got a couple Cubbies. Jock
Yeah.
Peterson gets off to a tough start with the new team. 0 for 10. Has 2 RBIs, but 5 Ks in the 10 RBIs. Kind of a similar story for Wilson Contreras. 0 for 9. 2 walks, but 6 Ks and 9 ABs other than that. So
2 Cubbies on Slump Watch?
Jock's debut.
He had such a good
Great
spring.
spring.
Spring training monster.
Against the Pirates, you want to get off to that big start.
and kind of all the Braves, but the standout one, Ozzy Albies 0 for 12. Only 1 K, so that's good. But
Ozzy. Little monster.
BABIP gods.
kind of their whole lineup.
But
Would
we're
like
just,
to have that
so
weekend
we're just
back.
honing in on Ozzy. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't reach base, right? No walks, no sac flies, no fielder's choice even?
Not according to my notes.
Ozzy.
Last guy, Boston Red Sox got swept by the Orioles, and Alex Verdugo goes 0 for 11.
Verdugo? I like Dude, what happened? The Red Sox, come on.
They had a tough weekend.
Come on.
Upstart O's, baby. Everyone's talking about them.
At least
I mean,
Verdugo
yeah,
only
we're
struck
saying
out twice. He's putting the ball in play.
Same with Ozzy. They'll start dropping.
Verdugo, he didn't even play 3 full games. They took him out.
We're just watching. We're just
Oh,
watching
it's
right
early. We're just watching. Why'd they take Verdugo out halfway through this game? Just because they were down by a ton?
Switching it up. Give me you know what? I'm calling it. I've got all these guys off Slump Watch on Friday.
Ooh, okay.
I like all these guys. They're all up coming off.
They put Franchi.
Franchi.
Man, that's
Fast.
tough.
Keston here has kind of been like that, though. He kind of can be streaky.
Need more consistency.
Both ways, that works.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, opening series. There's a lot of
tough,
guys that could have
yeah.
been on this, but we stuck
I
with
hate that segment.
we stuck with the offers.
Yeah.
The offers with the least amount of walks, the least amount of. So that's it. Those guys are on Slump Watch. We will be.
I mean, look. Let's try to be a fair pod here.
Fair pod.
Gibby, I love you, but he's got to be on that, right?
Well, pitchers, there has to be multiple starts
We'd
in a
like
row.
to see a couple.
If Gibby's next outing, which will be next Monday, we'll be talking about it. If Gibby's next outing is in the similar vein, then yeah, we'll start watching. But you give pitchers one bad start, Trev.
A shocker, pitchers get some sort of leeway. Fine.
So soft, dude.
Yeah.
Love you, Gibby. I wanted to put you on so I could take you off. That's
Yeah,
all.
I like that.
I like that too. All right, hey, next up, we'll hype some guys up. Next up, we have
Yes.
Dirt Nasty's on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Trev's favorite rapper, Dirt Nasty. Jake, who
Some say I am him.
opened up the year?
Guys,
Fuego.
I think I'm going left coast to east. I'll give the west coast some love. Let's start out there. How about Eric Hosmer? Built entirely different. That swing is 7 for 11. Couple homers, couple doubles, 6 ribbies. That's how you get started. Pot calling the Cattell Marte.
Hosmer. I want to talk about him.
We're burning through him, and then we're talking about him. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Cattell Marte, 9 for 16. Couple home runs, couple doubles. Castellanos. We mentioned him before, getting in fights. When he gets hot in a hurry. Bregman, my guy, that's obvious. Everyone saw the hype tape. He's got 2 homers. Cedric Mullins, 9 for 13? What? Cedric, chill out, my man. / don't. Berrios and Wheeler ended up there. We mentioned them before. And then Julian Merriweather, we can't shake this guy. I think he's officially like a friend of the pod. 2 innings pitched.
He's a boogeyman.
No hits, no walks, 5 Ks, 2 saves, and it was... all 3 of us made audible noises watching him pitch. That's who's in Fuego.
I like that. I watched Julian. I was looking like, what's going on with this guy? And he brings his arm way down, which is not what pitchers do anymore. That's the quick short arm action. He brings his arm way down, but then he does get back to that short arm action. And then it looks, this is going to sound so weird. It looks like he releases the ball before he should. Like he has the long arm, and typically when you see that, you see guys really extend out there and really pull it down. He almost looks like he's going like this, like behind the ball, and his ball has that. I don't know what the spin rate metric is with him, but it sure looks like his ball's kind of staying up on that plane, which would lead me to believe he's got excellent spin on that heater, and he's throwing it 100 miles an hour.
Like that.
He's the Yankees boogeyman right
As
now.
Yankee fans, we were hoping that the first one was due to a little shadow help. He came out without shadows the next day, and it
2 innings pitch, 5 mother effing Ks. That's what you want out of your closer.
turned out it wasn't
Do it yourself.
the shadows.
Was not. Hosmer, we talked about him a little bit ago, a couple episodes ago, about how he changed his launch angle drastically last year, Trev. Started hitting again. And he did it 2 home runs to open up. Guess what? Through these first couple games, guess what his launch angle is? It was in the negatives before last season. Like he was like a I hit it on the ground player, which made us laugh. So I went to check because he's been hot. it's back to the negatives. And if you go look at a lot of his hits, a lot of shift beaters to the left side, a lot of just chops down the first base side. It's pretty funny that he's at -4 on the season, but hot as hell.
Even his homer was like a line drive, I think. The one that I saw.
I mean, he has one at 0 launch angle. He's got 3 in the negatives, and he's got a double at 6, which doesn't happen. And then his 2 homers were 20 and 21, which are, line drive homers.
In the ballpark. Out of the ballpark. Young Haas. Hot, rich.
Yeah, not young. He's not young anymore. Hot though.
Hot.
He's hot. He's always been hot. You walk into a bar with Haas, no one's looking at you.
You're telling me.
He's 6'4", whatever the heck he is. Just has that look about him. Hot boy.
Yeah.
Padres pretty good. I was looking up Merriweather's spin rate for you, Trev. His fastball's at 2,400.
Pretty good.
And his sliders at 2,500.
Pretty good.
Jim, where you at with Castellanos?
Yeah, we didn't talk
Why
about
don't you guys leave that one? Why don't you guys leave that one?
Oh, BBD was.
You bring up Castellanos, just got a 2-game suspension.
For what?
I guess his role in the
What?
John Heyman 2-game
Still-
suspension for
it's still
Castellanos
COVID
1 minute
stuff,
ago.
I think.
COVID stuff.
So if you he's
He's appealing.
What did he do?
What?
The flexing?
I was just about to say it's bullshit he got ejected. What?
2 games.
For what?
starting ish.
I mean,
no.
Let me go in. Let me segue this then.
Go ahead.
Awards.
All right. Oh, okay. Let's go. Time for
Okay.
awards. Trev, hit us with it. What's your award? What?
I named it the Eggplant Emoji Award. So I think you guys know where I'm going. He's dropping it on the league. Nick Castellanos.
Okay.
Look, I don't agree with some of the things he was doing on the field, but when you go back it up and you start banging, what are you going to say? He took Flaherty way up top opening day and made the score like 9-4, and he really pimped it. Like, did this like hop, hop,
Yeah.
hop, hop. And I don't know why he did that. And I don't like that. Like, there was no reason to do it. It wasn't even cool, but he did it. And then everyone said, oh, that's why was it Woodruff? Woodford.
Yes.
Woodford hit him, and then he got all upset. But, did I speak to some player? I sure did speak to some players. They're not upset about him doing that. And if they were upset, he would have been hit before that. So there wasn't intentional whatsoever. Starts the whole thing, comes back, and what did he go for the series? 6 for 11, 2 homers, a double, a triple. He checked off all the boxes. I do not like that he got suspended. I don't think he really did anything that deserved to get suspended. He did some dumb things that I don't really like. The flexing on Woodford, seemed to me like that was just pure emotion. Like, he didn't plan that. That wasn't something that like he was premeditated. But he's either the hero if you're rooting for Cincinnati, or he's the heel. Either way, he's on top right now, because if you act like that and you go back it up, what are you going to say? It's almost like the Astros.
Dude, that's so stupid.
They can be the heel, but if you keep winning and you keep doing it,
Why? That's so stupid.
nobody can say shit to you.
I'm like upset.
But apparently
I'm
they
like
can
upset
suspend
with
you.
baseball. Like, even if you're a Cardinals fan and you're like, that's classless, that's terrible, I don't like it, and I hate Castellanos forever, I'd be like, fine.
What do they do?
I'd be like, fine. Well, just showing up a pitcher screaming in a guy's face. Like, I get it. If you're a Cardinals fan, you can hate him. You can hold a grudge. That's fandom. But like, for the league to condemn it, what are you doing?
Yeah. That's and maybe it's the COVID regulations. I don't know.
I don't
But
think
to
it
me,
is,
it's
because
like,
they're all
what did he
testing
break?
negative
What did he
before the
break?
game. So those aren't like,
It's eyewash, Jim. You know that. I mean, they did it last year when guys were coming out of the dugout. They're still doing the COVID dance. So that's what they're
Anybody
gonna do.
else get BBD? Did anybody else get suspended?
I have not
I mean,
seen
then
anyone
like
else.
Arenado has to get suspended. Then Winker has to get suspended. I mean,
Winker was
everyone
yeah,
that
what he
ran
was doing
into
was
another
insane.
player's face and yelled has to get suspended if they're saying it's for COVID, because he wasn't the only person that ran up to another player and yelled. So if you're suspending
he didn't
for that,
start it. He did get he got in Woodford's face, and then he tossed him the ball back, and then like
I love
who,
the ball
who
toss.
started
I
it?
love
You did
the ball
breakdown.
tossing move.
Yeah.
I love that. You want this one back? No? Okay, bye. I like that.
He's got the arrogant attitude, which he's one of the guys. You might not like playing against him, probably love him if he's on your team. I personally like Nick Castellanos. I've hung out and seen him enough where I'm like, okay, like look, he's just a confident dude. And when you're crushing the ball like that, like things happen. The flex, I think, was just a reaction. I did not like what he did to my boy Jay Flair. I thought that was really no point to that.
What did he do to Jay Flair?
Some people,
the
the pimp job.
whatever.
Like
MLB.
some people are gonna say, "Don't be a boomer, Trev." I get it, but I don't understand the suspension
The
whatsoever.
MLB quote is his aggressive actions and for instigating a benches clearing incident.
So they don't even say COVID.
Not in that part. Well, that's attached to the fine because I guess he's getting fined too. So I don't know.
It looks like he's the only one that got suspended. The players that have received undisclosed fines are him, Arenado, Jordan Hicks, Yadi Molina, Suarez, and Winker.
Jeez, man. Like, aren't we trying to like be entertainers here a little bit? That's entertaining stuff we just went through. Like, if this is all based on COVID, then I guess I get it, but they're not even mentioning that.
That's so stupid, man.
And aren't the Cardinals 85% vaxxed? Like, they are loosening the rules, right?
Yeah,
That's
they're
dumb.
loosening the
Yeah.
rules, and everyone has to test positive before they get to the ballpark. So they're loosening all those. All those stupid eyewash rules aren't really that's so stupid. Astros didn't get suspended at all. Cheated.
Well, it's fun to watch the guy talk shit and back it up. I guess that's my award for him. I like it.
So that's the Eggplant Emoji Season Award.
His actions led to the benches emptying. So if the benches didn't empty, he's fine. So
You got hit.
whenever you want an opponent suspended, just clear the benches after he does something you don't like. Cool.
Off to a hot start.
Hot.
Who is that? Joe Torre?
That's so stupid.
Joe.
It's Joe Torre, right? Come on, Joe. Figure it out.
I think Joe gave up those
You know,
duties
guys were-
last year, but
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Sorry, Joe.
Joe was out. He was like, "Oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore."
It does suck. Everyone yells at me. Those guys I'm talking baseball talk shit.
All right. Actually, Joe Torre sent us a signed ball and said he liked what we do. So,
And we'll always love him. So.
and yeah, he's my grandpa.
kind of our dad. Yeah.
My award is Pop Quiz. Hot Shot. Hot Shot. You guys know what
Shot.
movie that's from?
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Famous movie quote. No? BBD, too young? You do know, though?
No, too young.
Speed.
Oof.
Good movie. Keanu.
Great movie.
Haven't turned that on in the
Sandra
past
Bullock.
15.
Hey,
Maybe
let me tell you
tonight.
something about Keanu Reeves. My dad was at his house all Saturday. My uncle does his pool, and he raves about how awesome Keanu Reeves is.
Everyone
Like
does.
that.
He's
Like Keanu will just go out there and hand him like $100, $200. Like, hey man, like you're the best, and just give him.
he's
some
like the
cash.
most nicest guy in Hollywood. Well, anyway, Speed kills. That was the whole plan.
Ooh.
Timmy Locastro.
Mm.
Now 27 for 27 on stolen base attempts to start his career, which ties him with Tim Raines for most successful steals to begin a career. So a very intense next stolen base attempt to set the record for Locastro, fastest guy in baseball. 27 attempts, 0 caught stealing. Speed. Pretty cool.
Your D-backs.
I can't relate. I can't relate at all. Like that is incredible to me.
Trev, when did stolen bases for you be like out of the picture?
I stole 15, I believe, one year in the minor leagues, and I was kind of just going all the time. My speed just took a hit around my AA, AAA debut. I started to get a little bit bigger and wasn't great at it to begin with. It really is an art form. And, you know, the stolen base is kind of gone away from the game. So like if you're stealing bases, you have to be successful, like 80% of the time or whatever they say. And I just wasn't. So gotta let the bangers bang, man. But if you're Tim Locastro, go, baby.
Tilo.
How many true base stealers are there in the game right now?
Talkman's
Like under 30?
Talkman's got 15 stolen bases with 0 caught. I was trying to see how many players. I wanted to see how many players are out there that haven't been thrown out yet, but have stolen at least like 5 bases. I don't know how to. I could figure out how to do that research, but I don't know if it's fully worth it. If anyone's listening wants to find that list for me, like active players, no caught stealings, but have stolen at least 5. It's very small.
So we're on Tim Locastro watch.
Yeah, next time he gets on first base,
it's
going to be like everyone that's watching should know that, and then you'll see it if he's successful. Who are they playing, and who's the catcher?
Emoji. Who are our D-backs going to play? By the way, Tim Locastro hit a little bit last year, and he's got a homer already. So Tilo, make it be a dude.
They're going. They're playing the Rockies next. I don't know who the Rockies catcher is. We were doing this on the live stream. I was asking.
Diaz.
Elias Diaz.
I mean, also shout out Tim Raines.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know who Tim Raines is, go look at his baseball reference page. Hall of Famer. How many? 7 All-Stars, 2 World Series. He's a guy.
Wow.
How many stolen bases did he end up with?
Elias Diaz in 2020.
Oh my God.
How many stolen bases, Trev?
In 1983, he stole 90 bags.
Oh, dude, the 80s was stolen base error. I mean, it's crazy. If you look at the leading stolen bases per year, it's just nuts how big it drops off.
He ended up stealing 808 bags.
Crazy.
Rock range.
808, 146 caught stealing. So I don't know. We're not a math pod.
We'll check this out, guys. Elias Diaz, Rockies catcher, 100% caught stealing rate on the season.
Oh, how many?
1 on the season.
Okay. Don't test him.
So I mean, he's going in hot. He's going some.
They say like you steal it off the pitcher. Like Tim Locastro steals it because he's fast.
Yes. Betts caught stealing. Elias Diaz.
Ooh. Get out of here, Mookie.
Did we watch that?
Go count your money.
It's the opening day?
Yeah, it was open. No. Yeah, it was opening day. Yeah, I think we did see it happen. Bam.
Not here.
That was that Little League game they were playing. My goodness.
Not here. Not in Coors, Mook.
Jake?
90 fucking stolen.
Do you have an award to give out?
I do. I am giving out the Snowbird SZN Award. The Snowbird SZN Award. Do you know what movie that's from, Jen?
Snowbird?
Snowbird SZN Award.
Birdcage.
Someone that goes south for the winter? Is that a snowbird?
Grumpy old men.
Boys, you're in Florida. Times are good. It's spring training. You're out of the cold. And then you head back up north and you get your first MLB at bat. You were kind of one of your team's stories of spring training. You were hot. You made the team. You want to keep that hot spring going. How about first pitch of the major league career for Akil Baddoo? He gets in. Tiger fans were calling for him. And what does he go? First pitch, Oppo pimp job. Welcome to the show, kid. You made the team. Everyone was talking about you. They were mad you weren't playing early. First pitch out of the park. Good for him, man. Another guy who I think is just an electric baseball player. Wherever you see him on the field, something is happening. And man, become a story, dude. These up and coming Tigers, they won the first series. Go get your play time. Be electric while you're out there. And cool name, cool everything. First pitch. Major League homer.
Off the sieve. What movie
Rosie,
is Snowbird from? You never said.
Any movie with old people in it.
Yeah, what are you talking
I
about?
thought we were keeping the movie thing going.
Rosie had that earlier today on IG Live. He was talking about it. He had some stats. It was like 120 people have homered in their first at bat in the big leagues. And then first pitch, obviously, is much lower. First one since Wilson Contreras did it in 2000, whenever the heck that was. I saw a guy do it.
Who'd you see?
Eddie Rosario.
Oh,
First pitch, lefty against Scott Kazmir, went oppo.
love that.
And he's been my favorite player ever since. So shout out. That's awesome, man. Homer, your first at bat. Like, what are you supposed to do when you run around the bases? You probably don't even remember what's going on.
Yeah.
Easy game.
Tripped and fell. I'm calling bull spit on the dead balls after 4 days. A lot of oppo home runs that don't look like home runs.
Yeah, Michael A. Taylor went over the batter's eye and with the Royals and didn't even it was like a 2-strike approach.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we have to let it ride out a little longer, but my early thoughts are these balls are the same.
I think Dr. Meredith Wills was all over it for the spring training, saying nothing had changed. So I would be shocked if they do.
On the same note, Jim,
Yeah.
my guy Travis Sawchik on Twitter put out a great tweet. He said, through the first weekend of play, MLB four-seam fastball spin is up again, as is spin adjusted for velocity. Doesn't seem like the pitchers got the memo or that they are too concerned about MLB policing sticky stuff. I did get a bunch of texts from guys telling me, look at what these guys are doing. Like, look where he's reaching. Look at his glove. He's going in his glove. Didn't seem like there's any policing of any substance going on. The average spin on a four-seam right now, 23.24. Average velo, 93.5.
I said that from the jump. That was just a scare tactic. MLB never comes out that hard on something. On anything. So them to say we're going to do this and we're going to do this. We'll see if someone gets suspended today for that. Someone got suspended for yelling at another player. So
don't flex.
No fun.
Don't have
Only
fun.
here.
That's so stupid, man. Dumb.
Dumb.
All right, last thing that we do every episode is elevator talk. If you get into an elevator with a fan wearing this hat, here are some quick hitting things that you can let them know. BB, I'm going to spin the wheel. We have 30 MLB teams on the wheel. We will mad dash, get some research going, just shout a bunch of things your way. And then BBD will put, 2 minutes? Are we putting 2 minutes of elevator talk on the clock before we tap out? All right, here we go.
Jim, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is my first time watching the wheel spin.
Is it?
Because I don't think we had the TV.
Yeah.
So I'm
Dialed in?
so dialed. My golf game's so close right now.
All right, here we go.
Shut up.
The St. Louis Cardinals. We did mention at the start that the starting pitching looked pretty bad the first series. All of the guys they want to depend on, they could not. They're going to face the Miami Marlins.
Okay.
All right, the Marlins. So
Ponce de Leon today, Jim. He was, tell him.
Ponce de Leon, I don't believe he's made a start since 2016. No, is it Ponce de Leon for the Cardinals?
Daniel Ponce de Leon.
Okay, the other de Leon's going for another team. I don't really know much about him besides he's got a great name.
Did you put him in the...
Yeah, he's the Jimmy's dumb prop bet of the day.
Yeah.
It's both de Leons versus DeGrom, Kuiper. So two guys versus one guy.
Wow.
There's two de Leons going today. Daniel Ponce de Leon and Jacob. Oh no, and whatever. Trevor Rogers, Jake, your guy.
My guy going today.
Your breakout candidate
Marlins.
arm is pitching for the Marlins, so they got to go after him.
Don't love it. Goldie and Nolan are off to good starts. Paul DeYoung, couple homers from the shortstop position. And yeah, it's that young outfield. Tyler O'Neill, he got one. He's off to a decent start. Let's see who else is there.
Dylan Carlson hit one opening day. I was going to say, the corner infielders, Arenado, the whole hitting at Coors Field thing, he seems pretty fine hitting over there in St. Louis. Or that was in Cincinnati. 5 for 13. He had 4 hits on opening day, shut everybody up. So that's nice.
If you've pitched more than one inning for the Cardinals this year, there's only one guy with an ERA under 7. So they've been getting hit.
Yeah.
Start throwing the ball. Throw the pit. What's Jack doing? Did you text Jack yet, Trev?
He's fine. Leave Jack alone. My goodness. I'm not putting that guy in slump watch. I'll tell you that much right now.
Justin Williams, 25-year-old, started every game in right field for the Cardinals. He's yet to record a hit, so he's kind of on get a first hit of the season watch, and that is the episode. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. The first series recap of the season. We'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.